The final day of SEC Media Days. It's showtime, folks. Welcome in, Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game. We are live on Radio Row at the College Football Hall of Fame, which is where we have been since Monday. It's hard to believe it's already Thursday. It literally has flown by. But it is the final day of SEC Media Days, and our coverage presented by Brewhouse South. Experience Nashville's ultimate sports and brew hangout at Brewhouse South in Cool Springs. And we're super excited to be here and thankful for them. They have two great locations, also on Highway 100 in Bellevue and Charlotte Pike on the west side. Joe, we have made it to the final day. It's really, really hard to believe that. And so let's see. We had Kentucky and Missouri go earlier, and then Arkansas and Texas A&M. We'll wrap it up.
Yeah, our good friend Sam Pittman is at the podium right now talking to everybody. I'd love to have a shot to go down there and talk to him and say, hey, Sam, real quick, what about Isaiah Wilson?
I'd love to take a shot with him. That'd be kind of fun.
or a beer. Do that as well. Yeah,
cold beer. He likes that cold beer.
Yeah, I mean, you talk about a hot seat.
Oh, yeah.
That guy right there is on the hottest of the seats in the SEC.
I think what's interesting is two of the teams going today are the two hottest seats in my mind. Now, I don't know if Kentucky would make the move on Stoops because they've extended him so much, but
yeah, I mean, Stoops is the dean of SEC coaches now,
yeah.
Right? He got there in 2013, his 13th year. We just got told no by his staff 10 minutes ago.
See, I told you to just ask one of his friends instead of going. This is what happens. They teach you go through the proper channels, talk to the right people. That usually doesn't work. So
yeah, you're right. No, you're right. But you do the protocol and all that.
That's why we have the runaround.
But he's like, we got to catch a commercial flight out here at 4 to go see his boys in Colorado or something. I was like, all right, okay, take care, whatever. They come up with a different excuse to get out and not talk to us. But, I'd want to come. Heupel came and spoke to us. Clark Lee spoke to us, and other coaches have bounced. I'd come speak to every table.
Oh, yeah.
Because you know what? You're talking about your program.
Look, we can say what we – and I don't know how he does it now at Big Ten. Say what you want about James Franklin. When he was at Vanderbilt, he knew, and he hit every freaking station that was there at Birmingham at the time.
Right. And it was smart, too. I remember when he came in that first year, 2011, nobody knew who he was, but he was damn sure people would know his name, what's going on. And so he did that. And Mason kind of did the same thing as well. And so, there's a few up there, like Eli Drinkowitz from Missouri's making the rounds up here. And
yeah. Did he tell us no, too?
He did tell us no, too.
Now, we had him on, we
did.
For the Music City Bowl, but
that's correct. Yeah,
that's okay.
Look, it happens. And so, but I'd want to talk about my program. I want to, you take the job as a coach in the SEC, what's going on. I want to talk about that. And so, some did, like Kiffin, get out of town quickly, and that's fine, all that. But we came down to speak to Heupel, Clark Lee. We got some great interviews with those guys. So it was really cool.
On the schedule today, our man Chris Childers is going to join us at the bottom of the hour, Sirius XM. Looking forward to that. Benjamin Watson of the SEC Network will join us later in the program. Gary Stokan from the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl, really insightful interview talking about the kickoff games. That obviously Tennessee is going to be a part of one of those, and then the Peach Bowl as a whole. Brett Norsworthy, who is from Sports 56 in Memphis, he's been our neighbor all week. We talked some Ole Miss and Memphis sports with him. What is it?
Memphis. It's all about the program down there, what's happening and what's going on. Go back to Gary Stokan of the Peach Bowl. You had a great question about what can Nashville expect with a new stadium? And he gave some answers of what to expect and what's going to happen, because it all plays out in every city like that. Very interesting what holds the future for Nashville because of the new stadium that's coming on.
Yes, so looking forward to all of that today. Dr. Crane, how are you?
We're great, gentlemen. Doing all right. Can't complain.
We miss you, man.
Miss you guys, too. It's very empty in this, studio, as we call it. There's nobody on the other side of the glass.
I would say that we'd see you tomorrow, but we're at the Omni, so I guess we won't see you tomorrow.
That's all right. I'll just enjoy my 12 donuts that Clay will hopefully drop off. We'll see.
Yeah. Make sure
you might see me in the morning. We'll see.
Don't let him in the building at all as well, if you don't mind.
Oh, I won't. I'm going to have somebody check those donuts too, just in case.
Yeah. have David Janes go stand out there.
Or have David Janes eat the donuts and see what happens.
Don't do that.
Eat a couple of them and just say, all right, David, here's what's going to happen. It's funny with Sam Pittman up there. I just looked. One of the most intriguing games, college football this year, Notre Dame goes to Fayetteville.
That is pretty cool.
So they got Arkansas has they got Notre Dame, then at Tennessee, then Texas A&M rolls through.
Coach Drinkowitz just walked by. He's our friend.
Oh, is that him?
Yeah, he just walked by.
His opening statement today at the podium was, "I'm not taking any questions on the Epstein files."
Yeah, I thought that was pretty funny.
And then Stoops fired back and said, "What do you got to hide, buddy?"
It was yeah. I mean, look, everybody's telling jokes, and that's okay. I'm good with
A
it.
little delirium is set in here with the final day of SEC Media Day, but it's been fun. I mean, a lot of great talk of college football, get with people that you normally are busy when the season starts, so you get to sit down with them and talk about what to expect and what's going on, and a lot of talk around Arch Manning in Texas and Georgia and all that. But later on the show, we have the not the ability, we have the what's the word I'm looking for? We have the blessing to fill out our SEC media,
Yes,
all preseason team and everything like that. And so I think you'll disagree who I picked to win the conference, and that's fine.
that's okay. We're allowed to not agree on it.
We certainly are, pal.
I am curious what you thought about the ESPYs last night and Shane Gillis hosting.
I think it's great. I think it just let him go unhinged, unhugged, let him go out. What comedians do, right? They're there to make us feel uncomfortable and to laugh and all that. And they've been doing it for 50, 60 years. The backlash that happens, and we're talking about him the day after the ESPYs last night. Oh, it was funny, man. It's all laugh, right?
I'm with you. I thought it was fantastic. I don't know why there is such an uproar. I mean, there were some jokes that might have crossed the line a little bit, but here's the thing that people lose sight of. They just say, "Wow, how could he say that?" Disney and ABC cleared it all.
Yep.
They allowed it.
They know what they were getting into.
So it's just like, all right, okay.
There's been much worse comedians up there to dig on people that go on. So, but some of those were just funny.
Yeah, I mean, and it to be fair, it kind of made the ESPYs a little more enjoyable than maybe they have been in the last few years. I mean, because they've been kind of boring.
They've been stale. What did Jimmy Buffett say? If we all couldn't laugh, we'd go insane, right? So
right.
Let's laugh a little bit. It made me laugh, and it takes a lot to make me laugh, and that's it. Now you just kind of watch it and don't get upset and offended and move on.
Dr. Crane makes you laugh.
He does. Adorable.
I try.
But I will say, and I have the audio here because I did some show prep. One of the funnier jokes was him kind of, I guess, getting the whole audience when it came to a certain league.
Okay.
4-time WNBA All-Star Brittany Hicks is here. Give it up for Brittany, everybody. I'm joking around. That's my friend's wife. I knew none of you knew WNBA players. That's crazy. You clap for that.
That was Shane Gillis last night at the ESPYs.
And that guy's husband, I think the lady's husband, was just laughing his tail off sitting out there in the audience.
Look, and he had some about what's her name?
Caitlin Clark.
Caitlin Clark. Thank you.
You're
I almost said Brittany Clark. I was like, that's
somebody too. Well,
yeah. No, I mean, you got to laugh. If you can't, if you don't, then I don't know what you're doing. But I thought it was entertaining for the most part for Shane Gillis to get up there and host the ESPYs last night. He also paid homage to Norm Macdonald with one of his jokes of when he had hosted the ESPYs, and I thought that was cool.
Did it well. Again, good job. He's one of the hottest comedians right now, and you put him on there and get people to laugh and watch and move on. There's a touching tribute to Lee Corso last night as well. Eagles get Team of the Year, which we probably thought they were going to get that anyway, but it did its job. I mean, people laughed, had a good time, and then back to the sports world.
We are live again on Radio Row at the College Football Hall of Fame here in Atlanta, Georgia, the final day on Digital Drive of SEC Media Day. 615-737-1025. That's our phone and text line, driven by WilsonCountyHyundai.com if you want to weigh in on what we are talking about throughout the day. We will have Chris Childers join us at the bottom of the hour. But coming up next, The Athletic has put their quarterback tiers out for college football. Joe, they have ranked all 101 to 136 of the projected starting quarterbacks in college football. And there are some local names that pop up that are intriguing to me.
Okay.
One in particular. We'll talk about that coming up next. Jason Big Joe, SEC Media Days coverage is presented by Brewhouse South in Cool Springs here on 102.5 The Game. Jason Big Joe, 102.5, 106.3 The Game. We are live on Radio Row, SEC Media Days. Our coverage is presented by Brewhouse South in Cool Springs. Experience Nashville's ultimate sports and brew. Hang out at Brewhouse South in Cool Springs. Also on Highway 100 in Bellevue and on Charlotte Pike on the west side. So the Athletic does their quarterback tiers usually for the NFL, but they've done it this year for college football as well. There are 7 tiers that they put all these quarterbacks in. Tier 1, the cream of the crop, the most talented in the country. Tier 2, winners who have proven their mettle, that can carry the team, but may have some limitations when it comes to certain traits or question marks about their consistency. Tier 3, most teams will be happy with a quarterback of this caliber, great ability and solid body of work. Tier 4, some are young, unproven starters with high potential. Others are veterans who have flashed great talent, but hit performance or injury speed bumps. Tier 5, you've probably seen these quarterbacks before. Many have played well in college, but haven't put it all together consistently. Tier 6, these QBs have a lot of question marks, but there's talents or trait there that someone is betting on. Tier 7, a largely unproven group. So that kind of makes sense to you?
It does. Yeah, I think you could probably clump 5 through 7 together. Which could be, I mean, 1 is elite, 2 is like almost elite, 3 is like, hey, you'll get there maybe if you work hard enough, and then after that. So yes.
Yeah. All right. So number 1 is Cade Klubnik from Clemson. I don't know if I have really pushed back on that.
Okay.
I mean, he's probably, Garrett Nussmeier's too.
What do we rank? I mean, is it Klubnik that he's, what could happen this year or what he's played up to this point?
Well, I think, the body of work to this point.
Okay.
Yeah. So Klubnik's number 1, then Nussmeier. I don't really have any pushback there. Then it's Lenora Sellers, which I think is interesting, from South Carolina.
Right.
Josh Mateer from Oklahoma. DJ Lagway, Drew Aller from Penn State, Sam Levitt from Arizona State, Kevin Jennings from SMU, Josh Hoover from TCU, and then Arch Manning.
Yep.
At number 10. I figure you probably have a problem with that.
Yes, which he's done absolutely nothing. Hey, look, he beat Louisiana Tech, he beat Mississippi State, but if you're talking about body of work, I haven't seen anything. Right. And Spurrier made news last week about, well, if he's so good, how come, Quinn Ewers started over him and they didn't put him in there and Quinn Ewers 7-round trip at Miami Dolphins. So I want to see it. I want to see the Arch Manning love. I mean, and you know what's funny, Chase, is down and we've asked almost everybody, hey, what about this Arch Manning love? And even
everybody says the same thing. Yeah.
Same thing. Haven't seen anything. Anything.
But like, and I know you know this. I'm not saying that you don't. It's pretty. Everybody knows why the love is there. Yeah. If his last name was Smith, he wouldn't be top 10.
No, I totally agree with all that. And he's surrounded by some great players. And look, that's fine, all that. But look, I have not seen him go into Jordan-Hare. I've not seen him go into Athens. I've not seen him go into Neyland State. I mean, I want to see this before we crown anything with this guy. And I might sit there in late November and eat my words. That's fine. That's fine. But you got to show me that you are worthy of being in the top 10 when you've done nothing. I mean, look at the guys that are up there. I mean, DJ Lagway's played great. Sellers played great. Nussmeier's played great. They've all won big games in the SEC. Arch hasn't, man. Nothing.
No, he has not. Looking at tier 2 now, and I'm not going to go through all these. I'm just going to kind of give some highlights. 12th, they have Carson Beck, which I find that interesting with what he did at Georgia, but now he's transferred to Miami in a new system. They have him tier 2. Look at number 15.
Yep.
Diego Pavia from the Vanderbilt Commodores.
Had zero intangibles of any of those guys ranked around him. He's not 6'4", 220 with a cannon arm, can throw the go route 70 yards down the field. All he does is win.
Yeah.
That's it.
And to have him as the 15th ranked quarterback in college football is pretty amazing.
Absolutely it is. We talked about Monday and the confidence he has, and the story he told about when it all breaks down. He told his teammates, when everything breaks down, remember this, you got me. I was like, yeah. So fine that he's cocky. Look, fine. I want my quarterback to feel that way, feel invincible. You rally around that kind of thing. So good for him.
And then I lost my place here. Oh, here we go. Now you move into tier 3, number 19, Nico Iamaleava.
Yeah.
I think tier 3 is probably where he needs to be.
See what he does. You said later this year, that's a fine spot.
You move on. You wish the kid the best. I think he's been overrated his entire college career.
Yes, he has.
So that's kind of where I feel there. And by the way, Fernando Mendoza from Indiana is ranked ahead of him. Darian Mensah from Duke ranked ahead of him. Taylon Green from the SEC in Arkansas is 21st. Some other name, Marcel Reed is 26 from Texas A&M in Tier 3.
Marcel has won some big games in the SEC. So
Yep.
that's a great place for him. And his upside, his potential is unbelievable. So, yes, I'm all aboard for that.
Tier 4, this is kind of where you get into, you just don't know as much about them yet. CJ Bailey at 31st from NC State is number 1 in that group. Julian Sayin from Ohio State is 32nd. Jackson Arnold, who transferred into Auburn, is 35th. Austin Simmons, 37th with Ole Miss. Bo Perbula from Missouri is 38th. And kind of looking down the list.
Go to 47 and 48 are interesting.
Yeah. Ty Simpson at Alabama and Gunnar Stockton at Georgia.
Yep. Gunnar Stockton walked by the other day. I said, Chase, look, there's an intern because he looks 14 years old. But there's underneath it says Tier 4, what conference you are, and then it says new starter, new starter. We've talked about this. Alabama can figure out with Ty Simpson, Kalen DeBoer. Man, the sky's the limit for that team. And the same goes for Georgia with Gunnar Stockton. You figure out what he could do, how he could run it. Game 3 is in Knoxville, in Neyland. So you see what you have there to do with that. So if they can put it together and find their quarterback, great seasons for both those football teams.
52, I know he's not in our area, but 52 is interesting to me just because of the program he's in and who he's replacing. And is a name that people around here would know, Caden Salter.
Yep. I saw him up close and personal last year for Liberty. He was big boy, right? And he
started at Tennessee, right? Didn't start, but started his career at Tennessee.
Yes, sir. Great quarterback, and now he's going to run it for Dion back in Colorado. Good for teams in the Conference USA to get that dude out, get him going someplace else besides being at Liberty. I think it's great.
Blake Shapen at Mississippi State is 58. And then we move into Tier 5. And the top of Tier 5 at number 60 from the Vols, Joey Aguilar.
Look, man, talking to people this week down here, he can just go in and run that offense, get the ball in his hand, get it out quickly as possible, no mistakes, run it like Hendon Hooker did, who we didn't know in 2021 because he was not the starter, could do that.
Sure.
Aguilar could be the smart Josh Heupel guy on the field that he needs. I think it's good. I think it's that's a good ranking for him. It's funny, right underneath him is a Syracuse quarterback, and
I know I was kind of thinking
the
that
season
too.
Together, but if you're a Tennessee football fan, I just wouldn't worry yet. I mean, you got wait, just don't suffer imagined troubles right now when you got a quarterback who could do really well for you.
You enjoy that phrase, don't you?
What's that?
Don't suffer imagined troubles. It's a good one.
Don't do it.
Hey, and Brendan Lewis from Memphis.
Oh, man, we got a great sound. Memphis. Why do you do this to me?
Zach Calzada, 63 from Kentucky, is on there. Still kind of going down the list.
Give me number 80 there, baby.
Then we get to number 80.
Yep.
From the Blue Raiders, Nicholas Vadiato is there. And Vadiato is coming off a back-to-back 3,000-yard passing seasons and has a chance to hit 10,000 career passing yards with another productive year. He has no issues pushing the ball down the field or freelancing to make a play on the run. Quote, he's one of the purest passers in the conference, a G5 head coach said. Extremely level-headed, nothing rattles him, and he's extremely consistent.
Yes.
I think that's a good analysis of him.
You think the Titans had a bad offensive line the last 2 years? MTSU had an awful offensive line, and they've repaired that for the most part. So you give him a little time to throw the ball on the receivers. Vadiato's a great quarterback. He invited to the Manning Passing Academy. He was the MVP of the Bahamas Bowl in 2021. He's also a friend of the show. We like Nick. So I think that's good. I was expecting because, sometimes these, I went to NewYorkTimes.com, list popped right up. Sometimes you get later down like, let's throw these group of 5 guys 100, 110, 120. Nobody cares. So, but to see Nick Vadiato at number 80 on this list is pretty good.
So that is
who's the last guy?
I know. I was just thinking that of who is the last one. So we get kind of into Tier 6. I'm looking for more names that I know, and there's not really any. I mean, this is crazy that they did 136 of these.
Yes. Give me got it. I got it for you.
Josh Johnson from Air Force.
Air Force, new starter, right? They still run the wishbone there at Air Force. think
I don't
they
know.
do.
I love the story that our Elijah Campbell, when he went on with the midday show, I don't think you heard this, that he got to draw up a play for South Carolina spring game that Shane Beamer let him draw up a play, and he ran one out of the wishbone.
Yes, that a boy.
And
I
it
like
worked.
that.
It worked.
I like that a lot. Yeah. So I mean, from the wishbone, I love the wishbone. You know that with all that. So this is a funny list. Yeah, I love lists, man.
And you know what? List season is almost over.
Look at 107. UAB's quarterback, Jalen Kitna.
Is that John Kitna's son?
Gotta be. You know any Kitnas?
No. UAB coach Trent Dilfer is high on Kitna, saying in May that the quarterback has an NFL skill set and compares favorably to past Elite 11 passers he's tutored. It shows in Kitna's arm. I'd be curious of that.
It's got to be, right? I mean, it's the same last name. I mean, there's not many Kitnas around. I feel sorry for the guy playing for Trent Dilfer. Wait till he throws an interception and comes to the sideline and argues with Dilfer. Dilfer tries to body slam him on the sideline. What a waste!
So he was at the Gators.
Was he? And now he's going to start at UAB. Good for him.
Yeah, he is the son of John Kitna. So there you go.
Yeah.
So
I wouldn't play for Trent Dilfer at all. I felt sorry for those kids who played for him at Lipscomb, and I'll argue that all day long.
Again, Joe's list of people he doesn't like.
Trent Dilfer,
Trent Dilfer.
Steve Spurrier, all up there, man.
Is on there. 615-737-1025. Coming up next, our buddy Chris Childers from SiriusXM is going to join us here on the program. We'll talk more football, maybe even a little racing with him. Coming up next, our SEC Media Days coverage presented by Brewhouse South in Cool Springs on 102.5 The Game. Big Joe, 1025, 1063, the game on this Thursday. SEC Media Days wrapping up. A lot of, even though Arkansas is going, and then still a couple of teams left to go. Texas A&M, I guess, is the last one. But things wrapping up. Appreciate Brewhouse South and Cool Springs for joining us on the program, and also Chris Childers from SiriusXM College Radio joining us as well.
Yeah, a lot of MTSU represented down here.
Yes. The Blue Raiders.
Danny Werfel's handler's an MTSU student, me, you, and Childers. So our friend Elijah from South Carolina, we're an MTSU football.
He's representing today. Yeah, he's a grad.
Yep.
So the Blue Raiders are well represented here at SEC Media Days, and obviously we love that. We talked about the teams that are going, today: Kentucky, Missouri, Arkansas, Texas A&M. Missouri, I think, is kind of in that group of we don't really know what they are.
Yeah. And their coach bebopping around, too, feeling good about what he's got up there. I mean, he's done a great job the last couple of years at Missouri. Drinkowitz has for that program. I mean, you talk about it. That's the far reaching of the SEC all the way up there in Missouri, and they've done great. I mean, he's really done well at that program, winning some huge games. We thought he'd be gone after the 23 season.
Yeah.
And he signed a big deal, likes it there, and talks about how much they love. He loves living there and how much Missouri loves him. Winning. It's all about winning. Keep winning football games, and that's what it is. And I thought it was interesting down in the case where they put the jerseys. They've got a Missouri jersey. They got Gary Pinkel's jersey, the former Mizzou coach there. So that's kind of cool.
Is Texas A&M? Is it kind of? I don't know, ironic that they're the last team to go because they might be the sneakiest team in the SEC this year?
Well, they got a good team. They got a good offense. They might have the best offensive line besides Alabama in the SEC. And, of course, they got our guy Marcel Reed. And, the ceiling with Marcel is just unbelievable. So it is, but, we got teased with Jimbo when he was there. It's like, here's what's going to happen.
Yeah, but he did. That's what I think people lose sight of, or maybe they don't. I don't know. Maybe I'm just saying that. I think he did at Texas A&M basically what he did at Florida State. The difference is he didn't win a national championship, but I think he always underachieved. Well, he just got that 1 year. Right. They just happened to break through.
I think he underestimated how tough it would be to face an SEC schedule of LSU, Alabama, Ole Miss, Mississippi State, facing an SEC schedule that you get. I mean, you're not playing – Wake Forest or Boston College. Sorry, Tim Hasselbeck. You're not. I mean, your other teams. I mean, SEC strong, and so I think Jimbo ran into that when he was so cocky that he's going to take you down. It didn't happen. But I think now with Saban leaving, it opened something in 24 they haven't seen in quite a while. The team's competing for that. But I think with Texas A&M, they're there. But again, there's 1 or 2 games that will determine the entire future for this season of 25 for all these teams. And A&M is in that mix with those guys.
Yeah, it's certainly. I think they're going to be one that people are paying attention to. We won't get the order of finish until tomorrow. I still got to fill mine out, but I think I have a good idea of where I'm going to go. But
do you? This is interesting. I think there's going to be, years past, there's been a lot. Some of these guys put down as a joke, like a Vanderbilt player.
Yeah.
Who so and so is going to be, MVP of the league. Oh, who put that down there? I think this year when you put Vanderbilt
it won't be a joke
down,
anymore. Mississippi State would be the joke.
Dr. Crane, sorry.
I'm sorry, but
no, he's absolutely right. I think Jeff Lebby has kind of already reached the ceiling with this Mississippi State team. He's taken over a team that really had nothing and still has nothing. I mean, Blake Shapen can only do so much. I'm not too high on them. I really wish they'd win more than 3 games this year, but it's not going to happen.
You know what they should do, and they won't, or he won't, but they should move on, make a coaching change yet again at the end of this year, and bring back Dan Mullen.
I'm pretty sure Starkville would love that. It's just the fact that he's now in Vegas and he's enjoying it. So,
yeah. What's he doing?
Head coach, UNLV.
Oh, he's at UNLV?
Yeah.
Okay.
A lot of money pouring in. No. It's quick going back to, when Johnny Majors left Tennessee, he went back to Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
It
didn't work.
Yeah, it just doesn't work. Find somebody else, but you can't keep recycling coaches.
Could you see Jimbo in Starkville?
Yes, 100%.
Now that could be something 100%. To pay attention to.
You gonna laugh at me? Mississippi State, top 25 coaching job in college football.
I mean they've been number 1 before.
Top 25.
Dak Prescott obviously was pretty good there.
There are a lot of coaches would like that Mississippi State job. So I'm, I don't want to pull the plug easy, Dr. Cran, on Jeff. I get it. I get the frustration. But my goodness, I mean, you look at that division. I mean, with Alabama and A&M, you know who I'm talking about. So who are you going to get? You're going to get any better? I mean, it's about competing, about recruiting, and so go out and find the guys who fit your system and run the system.
Can a
You gotta
guy
be
dream?
patient.
Can a guy dream and just say Nick Saban? Can I just dream real quick? I mean,
enough of that talk this week. down
I
there.
mean, I'm
Could you
sorry, I just have
imagine?
to.
Could you freaking imagine?
why? Why? I mean, you know,
Right. No. I would look. I'd love that for you. My grandfather was a grad from Mississippi State. But
what? You're not just dropping that on the show?
yeah, I guess
Man.
I don't know. It's one of
Okay.
those things that like just hadn't come up yet.
It's a proud program.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
the Mike Leach. Gosh, he was so wonderful for the league.
I know.
It
I
was
get like I
terrible.
wish. Obviously, I wish he was still around because we just wish he was still around. But could you imagine? Because he would totally come sit at this table at SEC Media Days.
We probably have to ask him to leave.
Yeah,
Hey,
we
Mike, we're
probably
done.
wouldn't have. We barely would have talked football with him.
Right. It's like it's time to move on there, coach. Is that okay?
We would talk Key West and
Everything else involved in
Captain
that.
Tony's and everything, and my dating life, and Dr. Crane's dating life.
He would go on and on and on. It'd be so good. My goodness, he
It
was
would-
so messy.
It would have been good. Coming up next, we're going to talk to Benjamin Watson, SEC Network analyst. He will join the program as we continue.
And there's a question in there about Mike Vrabel, which
There-
was fantastic by
There-
you.
Yeah, there is a good one in there about the Vrabinator. We will do that coming up next. Our SEC Media Days coverage is presented by Brewhouse South in Cool Springs. And this here program is presented by the Omni Hotel in Nashville, where we will be tomorrow here on 102.5 The Game. Chasing Big Joe, SEC Media Days, our coverage presented by Brewhouse South in Cool Springs, rolling right along on day number 3. And excited to talk to Benjamin Watson of the SEC Network and ESPN. What's going on? How you doing? You enjoying this?
Man, I'm doing well. I mean, it's a marathon, isn't it?
Yeah, it certainly is.
Yeah, I know you guys have probably conducted thousands of interviews. We've been, wall-to-wall coverage, hours and hours on SEC Network, but it's always good to see everybody come together, and especially here in Atlanta. So my family and I are local, so it's always it's good to not have to travel.
Did you enjoy seeing your Bulldogs come through yesterday?
I did. It's always special. I mean, it brings out the fan in me for sure. Seeing the Bulldogs, we had Kirby Smart on set, able to talk to him a little bit about, obviously, Gunnar Stockton. Everybody's talking about him, but this football team has a lot of guys returning, and it's an exciting time in the SEC for sure. There are several teams I think who have an opportunity to make it back here in several months in December.
Do you get the old, he's a Georgia guy, he loves Georgia, the old Georgia bias from the rest of the crew?
Yeah.
Yeah, good.
And I'm okay with that. I was talking to Roman about this earlier. I said, this is a league where a conference where that's okay. Like I think that our fans understand that these allegiances run deep,
right?
And as long as we give our analysis, I think everybody likes to hear a little bit of like, yeah, go Dogs. Like I'm a Bulldog fan for sure. I can analyze and tell you what they did right and what they did wrong. But at the same time, I think everybody loves that kind of banter.
I love it. Ben Watson's with us from the Chasing Big Joe show. I was telling Chase earlier, everybody's talking about Texas and Georgia and Garrett Nussmeier and Diego Pavia. Nobody's talking about Alabama, Ben. Nobody is. Why is that?
I think because Saban's not there. If you remember SEC Media Days, Saban would roll up here in the Rolls Royce. Probably maybe not a Rolls Royce, but he rolling here and everybody's like, it's Alabama Day. When I
had
first
the state troopers with him.
When I first started with SEC Network 4 or 5 years ago, they told me, all right, at SEC Media Days, when it's Alabama Day, you understand. And so I think part of that aura is gone. With Saban, he earned that. But I think also the fact that Alabama, they weren't in the championship. No SEC team has been. They weren't in the SEC championship. There's questions at quarterback. But to your point, when you look at this football team,
loaded.
They are loaded. I just walked past Deontay Lawson and shook his hand, talked to him. And he looked down on me like I was a little kid. I'm 6'3". I'm not little. Yeah, and they've got a lot of those dudes. They've got a veteran secondary. Offensive line is back. Run game. I think that offensively with the quarterback, they're gonna start to look more and more like what Kalen DeBoer wants his offense to look like, and that can be scary when you couple that with that defense.
Is LSU a team that, I think some people will put them in kind of the upper tier with the Georgias and Texas and then Alabama by default. Are they being overlooked, or do you think they belong in that upper tier with Brian Kelly and his pedigree and Nussmeier?
I think the talk around them has been fairly accurate.
Yeah.
I think Georgia's being undertalked. I think Alabama might be being undertalked a little bit. But I think LSU, I think when you look at LSU, they have a very, very high ceiling, but they also got a floor.
Yeah.
And when you look at quarterback position, which is the most important, they bring back a veteran, which I think for them and for me being an analyst, like that's the number one thing I look at. Your quarterback situation is solid. It's solid. But that defense, can Blake Baker get that defense this year to be much better than it was last year? And the good thing with LSU for them is they're going to get a test early in Clemson. They're going to get to go on the road. They're going to get to go to Death Valley in South Carolina and Clemson. They're going to go against an offense with Cade Klubnik that can throw the football,
right? That
can challenge their secondary. And so I think they're going to learn very early what they have. But defensively last year, especially in the pass defense, they struggled a bit.
Let me ask you about Diego Pavia. When Vanderbilt comes to media days, it's like, oh, thanks for coming, Vandy. Take care of yourself. Now, Ben, we're 2.5 days in. We're still talking about Diego. Well, to him, to you, what do you love about this guy?
Man, I love the fact that he's a movement. Yes, he's a movement, and he brings his family with him, his brothers. Like, it's just exciting to watch because I love it when you've got a guy who lifts everybody else up, and not just guys on his team. I'm talking about the city.
Yeah,
I'm talking about the university. I'm talking about people that don't really watch college football and definitely don't watch Vanderbilt football, but they say, you know, I want to see what this kid is doing. And so it's just been fun to watch him grow, you know, and I love his bravado, but I really love the fact that he has put Vanderbilt in a place where Vanderbilt hasn't been, at least to my memory, in the last 20, 30 years.
Yeah, I do it real quick. I know you got to go.
Yep.
I follow you on social media. Thank you for your faith, your
Yes,
love
sir.
of your family, and everything. I think it's admirable, and I love it, man. So thank you.
Appreciate that,
Yes,
man.
sir.
Appreciate that. That's the number one thing for sure. You know, where we stand at the very end of the day, Jesus is going to ask, God's going to ask, what'd you do with my son?
Yeah.
And the most important thing is our relationship with our Lord and Savior. That's it.
Amen.
So, while we love football is a huge part of all of our life. Sports is very important. I think that sports is an avenue really to tell people about the most important things. And that's the fact that a loving God sent his son to live a perfect life and shed his blood on the cross so that you and I can have a relationship with him. Like, that is the good news. And that's the gospel. And that's how we as believers live out our life, you know, in our occupation, with our families, personally. So yeah, excited to share that whenever I can. Thank you.
Yes,
Amen.
sir.
Amen to that. Real quick, you played with Mike Vrabel. We knew him very well as the coach of the
Oh
Titans.
yeah, of course you knew Braves.
How do you think that's going to work out in New England? Is there enough of Bill in him to kind of still have that, but also he's his own coach at the same time?
And there might be too much Bill in him. like he is a Bill disciple. I remember going against Vrabel in one-on-ones and stuff. He was playing linebacker. I was tight end, and he'll find any way. Bend your fingers. He'll do anything he can do. But he has the discipline, the gravitas, you know, the experience to be successful there. Now it's a matter of the roster and stacking some good players, but his system is going to be successful. It's going to translate to what's expected in New England.
100%. Ben, thanks so much for doing this. We appreciate your time.
No problem, bro.
Have a
Thank
good
you.
one. More
All
coming.
right.
SEC Media Days, 102.5 The Game. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5, 106.3 The Game on this Thursday, wrapping up SEC Media Days presented by Brewhouse South in Cool Springs. Appreciate Benjamin Watson joining us from the SEC Network. Also, former New England Patriot, played with a few teams, Saints.
First year in the league, he wins. I was going to ask, like, but he had to get out and do other things. Like, first year in the league, you win a Super Bowl. I was like, did you think it'd be that easy when you do that? And it's like, I don't know, but yeah, good talking to Vrabel. He's great on the SEC Network. Played the game at a high level. He's fun to listen to and fun to watch.
Yeah, 100%. So appreciate him, and we've had a few people from the SEC Network this week, and always enjoy working with them and getting them on. So. Been really, really cool. Shifting gears, we haven't really talked a lot of Titans this week because obviously we have been deep in college football. They report for training camp on Tuesday. The first practice will be on Wednesday. And I was kind of scrolling through Twitter this morning, and I saw a familiar face that went on Good Morning Football on the NFL Network, and that would be one Jeffrey Simmons.
Oh, boy.
The Titans defensive tackle. And, of course, he talked about a lot of different things, but was asked about and look, you gotta love this because he gave a pretty long answer when he was just simply asked about getting to know Cam Ward. This was Jeffrey Simmons.
First off, I think that our team, Tennessee Titans, never get the respect and attention we need. I never seen the number one pick overall never get the respect and, quite frankly, the attention that he deserved. I went to minicamp and, first off, I met Cam for the first time. It was at a private birthday party that Saturday before the minicamp, the week before minicamp. And we met, and of course, we were talking a little smack then. I was like, I heard you've been slicing my guys up. You've been talking smack. I said, I'm going to bring that to you too now. Like, I talk smack. But we started there, and then just to be able to get that relationship with him off the field, we chopped it up for a long time. We talked about fishing and things that he liked to do off the field. I think that's what mattered the most for me is, especially with young guys, trying to gain that relationship with guys off the field to make them feel comfortable. We know that Cam Ward is going to have to play football for this season, and it's my goal and my job to, help him out. Going to year 7, I think I've been the longest tenure Titans, with Tennessee, just to try to make him feel at home from a vet. It's crazy to say that now that, year 7, a vet. But it's been unbelievable with his, I'm sure you guys saw it, but Cam Ward went to, it was in minicamp, and, it was out there play. We stopped him. I think I ended up getting a sack, and all of a sudden we talking smack, and Callie gave him the dang play, and I'm like, I'm still talking smack to him. I'm joined because that's my game. Like, I want to talk smack to him. I want to get in your head. It didn't faze him. He's still talking smack while Callie getting the play to him. Still talking smack. Callie getting the play. He giving the play to the offense. Still talking smack to me. And I'm like, I'm giving the play. And literally, when he gave him that play that came through the line, the next play, after the smack talk, he threw an 80-yard bomb to Kevin Ridley. So that just the swagger. That right there showed me, like, we got us one. He's legit, and and I think where we at right now with, like I said, him not getting enough praise, and like I said, who is not known the number one pick overall don't get the attention and the praise that he deserved. But I think that's a chip on his shoulder. You could tell the way he go about his bidding, his swagger, his demeanor. This is gonna be one of the ones that I'm excited to see. I'm excited to get back to Camp Wood next week, to be more around him and to learn a little more about him. But, it's been unbelievable to get to know him. We're supposed to be going fishing. We've been talking a little smack, too, off the field with fishing. I don't think nobody in that locker room can outfish me, but he think he can. So we're going to make sure we get that test one of the off days during training.
That was Jeffrey Simmons on Good Morning Football today, talking about his teammate, Cam Ward. Here's why I wanted to play that. He started off talking about, we don't get any respect. The number 1 overall pick wasn't getting respect. And I'm not dogging Jeffrey Simmons for that, but it's pretty clear that stuff bothers him. Cam Ward, he may have a chip. I think he does have a chip on his shoulder, but I don't think it gets to him because this has been his whole career. He wasn't recruited. He goes to Incarnate Word. Then he transfers to Washington State, and then transfers to Miami, and he's the number 1 overall pick. But this is something he's battled his whole life. So it's interesting to me to see how the veteran defensive tackle, again, not picking on Jeffrey Simmons, but it clearly this stuff bothers him. This has been discussed. And the rookie quarterback that's kind of like, all right, just watch what I'm going to do.
Well, the thing with Simmons, all right, so you get paid. Now you want to win. I mean, that's
Sure.
Now you want to win a Super Bowl. He knows they're not getting anywhere with Will Levis. And so, yeah, it's different when you bring a rookie guy in now. You're not going to rate, haze him and all the things that went on, bully him, all that stuff. You got to win now. I mean, the thing came out on CBS Sports yesterday, ranking Brian Callahan as the worst coach in the National Football League, and everything is riding on Cam Ward. When they report Tuesday and first practice is Wednesday, they all have to be on the same page. I mean, there is no rookie veteran. They've got to work together to win ball games because Callahan's future's on the line.
Yeah.
And it's Cam Ward. So Jeffrey Simmons knows that. I still think at some point Jeffrey Simmons is traded. I still do. I still believe that. And it's funny. He said he got
like this year, like at mid-year.
Yeah, I think he's somehow. I do.
So
I
you think
he's
late
traded.
deadline?
Yeah, I think he's gone at some point.
Interesting.
Also, he got a sack during 7-on-7.
Yeah,
or whatever
he
that
did.
was, that nonsense he made up. Look, I like Jeffrey Simmons. I think he's a hell of a player. I've defended him because you guys are all screaming for double-digit sacks when that's not his job
I'm not
to do that. So I think him and Sweat are a force inside. They play together. And look, he's smart. It all rides on Cam Ward. It all rides on how well you can go. That Broncos game is massively important for this franchise in so many ways. You don't want to go 3-14 again because what happens next year? Probably going to go 4-13.
Yeah.
And then what happens in 27? You're moving across the parking
New
lot.
stadium, probably new uniforms.
Yep.
Like you got to be ready for that.
So he can go on whatever show he wants to and talk about whatever
look,
he wants. That's fine.
I'm glad he does because I being truthful, I'm kind of surprised he hasn't shut it all down because every time he speaks, he gets criticized. And he's kind of, again, in my opinion, he's kind of done that to himself a little bit.
Yeah.
But like, good on him for going on these shows. My thing is just, I don't know. I'm trying to think of how I want to word this, but
Say it, buddy.
my thing is stop coming across like you're complaining all the time because that's how it appears. And I know that's not what he means. I know he's a competitor. I would never 100 for any reason question his toughness because I know he's a tough guy.
Right. Tough guy.
But it's like he's asked about his quarterback and he opens with, yeah, we don't get any respect. He doesn't get any respect. And you know what? That's all very, very true. You know how you change that? You go win.
You go win games. How do you trash talk fishing?
I don't
I'm
know.
curious. Mine's bigger, that's what she said. I mean, I don't know how you trash.
She did?
But no, that's fine. But again, this team has to be on the same page from day one. And we know, I mean, there's probably there's 22 starting positions, 19 or 20. They know in their mind what's what and what's got to go and who's where and who's going to do what. They know already. So you come and just get to work. Those joint practices with the Buccaneers and Falcons are muy importante. You got to go and work together and learn about your football team. Not much time, man, because September 7th, I think that's what it is, or 8th, whatever the day you go and take on the Denver Broncos. So we'll see. It's exciting because football is here. The Titans are here. You're ranked. Look, you got your back's against the wall. Nobody thinks you're any good. Your coach is the worst rated coach in the National Football League. Just like you said. How do you change it? It's pretty simple. Win games.
You know,
That's all I gotta
this may be a dumb question, but
Remember, there are no dumb questions, just dumb people.
yeah, well, we don't know what category I fall in.
Right?
You know, I wouldn't want this from a what we do standpoint and being the PD of a radio station. But if they close the first 2 weeks of training camp, like nobody could see them, how beneficial do we think that could be? Because then it's like we don't see the mistakes, we don't see the rookies being rookies. They got a couple of weeks to just kind of fine tune things.
Well, then we spend 2 weeks like, why are you hiding?
Right, of course.
Why are you hiding from us?
Well, no, like if the league came out and said, "Hey, we're going to close training camp for 2 weeks," coaches would love it.
Oh, I'm sure they would.
Coaches would absolutely love it. But I'm not advocating for that. I'm just saying, like, what
Yeah,
if? Because you would see, like, or maybe they say, "Hey, We're going to let you come to one practice at the very beginning, and then we'll see you in 2 weeks. And then you see how different things look.
If you're worried about the fans and opening training camp, then there's a problem.
Well, the reason I say that is because we kind of do this to ourselves. Of, we don't. We'll find the training camp darling and fall in love with the training camp darling and be like, oh my God, here we go.
You get the so and so was 23 out of 27 during camp in the first 3. And we laugh at every year because we know that means nothing. I get why people want to see that, because if he goes 5 for 27, there's a problem.
Yeah.
I understand all that. But again, the joint practices are massively important. Then that first game versus the Broncos, win that game, and you answer a lot of questions.
I'm going to say this, though, and this is not a prediction. This is a spoiler.
Okay.
Will Levis, like his first few practices, is going to be perfect. And Cam Ward's going to be a rookie, make mistakes. And to use a phrase that Jared likes to use, you people are going to lose your mind. that I bet you is going to happen in the first couple of weeks of training camp. Can you imagine, if for the first, 3 or 4 open practices that Levis is just, he's throwing dimes and he is just on it. And Cam is a rookie and is struggling. How freaked out people are going to be.
Because it'll be like, doesn't mean anything. And they're like, oh my gosh, he's terrible again. It's the same talk every single year that we go through with all this. When you try to figure things out and who's going to do this, who's going to play where. But look, Cam Ward's your starter. You took him number 1. You're building everything around him. There's a great rapport with him. Now go out and win. Now, here's the deal. 3-14, Callahan's not coming back.
Yeah.
Then you start again. And then what's the Bongino? What's the GM's name?
Borgonzi?
Thank you.
Bongino?
Look, man, there's so many people running through my mind. I don't know what's going on.
Call him Buongiorno at this point.
Buongiorno.
Bongino.
Then he gets his own guy in there and his own people to do everything and go from there. That's why I really hope this team goes 10-7 so they don't have to fire Brian Callahan. So they get all right, now we're stuck with him. Now, we did really good. I'd love to see the team go 10-7 or 11-6 and have to keep Callahan back.
Sure.
Again, go out and win the game and see what happens. But
I just want to see a productive team.
Yeah.
But along those lines, we're wrapping up list season, but I found one today that I thought was a little interesting because there's a national publication that gives the Titans a little bit more of a chance than I thought they would to get out of the cellar in the AFC South. We'll discuss that coming up next. We're live at the College Football Hall of Fame SEC Media Days as we are wrapping things up. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game.
Yeah.
Chasing Big Joe, 1025, 1063 the game here on this Thursday, SEC Media Days. Wrapping up. This is a great song and a great collaboration.
It is. It's a collab. As the kids like to say at the shopping malls these days, it's a collab.
Radio Row is kind of becoming a ghost town. A lot of people packing up.
Well, the first 3 days were intense. I mean,
Yeah.
really intense. And a lot of action going on here, a lot of the access. We talked to Clark Lee. We talked to Josh Heupel. Really fun. Everybody else involved in the SEC. So it's really cool for us to be here and all the access we got and talk to a lot of people from around the Southeast who love college football as much as we do.
And thanks to Brewhouse South in Cool Springs. Experience Nashville's ultimate sports and brew hangout at Brewhouse South in Cool Springs, also on Highway 100 in Bellevue and on Charlotte Pike on the west side. 615-737-1025. It's our phone and text line, driven by Wilson County Hyundai.com. All right, so I was looking at NFL.com today, and they have this is Kevin Patra has written this 2025 NFL season, ranking all 8 candidates to go from worst to first in division races. So they've taken all 8 divisions and the teams that finished last and then ranked them who they thought has the best chance to go from the cellar to win their division this year. Number 1 really isn't that much of a surprise. That's the NFC West and the San Francisco 49ers. They went 6-11 in 2024, finished last. They underwent a massive reboot, shelling out big bucks. They traded Deebo Samuel. Where they trade him to?
The Commanders.
That's right. So they have changed. They paid Brock Purdy. They have changed up that offense. But I don't know. You look at that division. Seattle, I don't really know what Seattle is.
It's in Washington.
Yeah, it is in Washington. So not really, not really sure there. I mean, the Rams, do they have one more in them? The Cardinals, I don't think are very good. So, I mean, I think they're kind of in a similar situation as we are in the AFC South, that it's not a great division. And San Francisco, if, things go well with Ayuk and Purdy, that they can probably jump back up in there.
Oh, no doubt. I mean, it's still a good team, good coach, good program, everything that goes on there. You got to figure out Juwan Jennings. Do you pay him or do you we're going to let him go? I mean, there's still questions there, but I mean, that's still a really good football team.
Number 2, I think they're just going to be that way because it's who they are. Overrated team. Everybody is maybe putting a little too much of the cart before the horse here. The New England Patriots, they were 4-13 last year, and Mike Vrabel is now the head coach. They did a lot in the offseason with free agency. Drake May, looking for him to break out in year 2. Could they – I mean, they would have to knock off the Buffalo Bills to win the AFC East.
Yeah, that's it. They're not knocking the Bills off. The Dolphins are a train wreck. Mike McDaniel, we jumped on that bandwagon 2 years ago, and that was awful for us. And the Jets are terrible. I mean, they got a shot, but the Bills are still running that division right now.
Number 3 is definitely the most intriguing one to me. And if you wanted to put a little money on it, I wouldn't say that's a terrible idea. The Bears, the Chicago Bears. Ben Johnson comes in, takes over as the head coach. Caleb Williams, goes into year 2, but they're building an offense around him that I think he's going to be much more comfortable with. There is a ton of optimism when it comes to the Bears. And in talking from people that we know in Chicago, I think it's cautious optimism, but it's certainly there. They went 5-12 last year. Could the Bears upset the Packers, the Vikings, and the Lions to win the NFC North?
Not a chance. They'll still finish last. They're not better than the Lions. The Packers are great with Jordan Love. The Vikings have the best offensive line, might be the best defensive line in football. They're loaded. Great. I mean, J.J. McCarthy's the kind of the question mark there, but the Bears are nowhere near as good as the 3 other teams. I still see another 5-12 season for them.
Now we get to number 4. This team went 3-14 last year, and they had the number 1 overall pick. I am talking about the Tennessee Titans. This is what he writes, quote, "When I started this exercise, I didn't expect the Titans to be anywhere near this high up. Playing in the AFC South has its benefits. Like Houston 2 years ago, Tennessee could take advantage of a division littered with question marks. Cam Ward becoming the 2025 version of CJ Stroud or Jaden Daniels could do it. The Titans buffered the young passer with veterans. Finally shoring up the worst offensive line in football was vital. I have concerns about Dan Moore Jr. and an aging Kevin Zeitler throughout a full season, but they're worlds better than the crew Tennessee employed last year. That's the offensive line part.
Okay.
The Calvin Ridley, Tyler Lockett pairing gives Ward two receivers who know how to get open and help a young QB. The Titans' defense, however, has significant question marks, particularly on edge. If L'Jarius Sneed can't stay healthy again, toss in a corner is question mark as well. Brian Callahan's club struggled alongside its first-year coach in 2024, but let's not forget the Titans were in a slew of games where the quarterbacks bungled the end, losing 6 one-score tilts. If Ward can help flip those close L's into W's, Tennessee has a shot at turning things around in a division no club has put the clamps on.
Okay.
You've basically been saying this all offseason.
Thank you so much.
It's the worst division
It is.
in football. Houston is nothing to write home about.
Right.
Jacksonville, we have no idea.
Correct.
And in Indy, I think Indy sucks.
They do. So
Yeah.
you got to be better than those 3 teams. Why can't you be better than those 3 teams? And you can. I think you're all in the same boat. I mean, the AFC South is awful. These football teams are awful. Who's going to be the best, awfulest football team? I know that's an oxymoron.
The best worst.
That's right. To get out of there, but that's fine. And so the Titans are still there. I'm curious to hear who the other teams are.
All right. Well, I can do that for you. Number 5. They went 4-13 last year in the AFC West. The Las Vegas Raiders with Pete Carroll. And a lot of people have a lot of faith in Pete Carroll.
Yeah, they do. I just, what is it with Antonio Pierce? Is like, oh, we got our guy now. They were awful. It all comes down to quarterback play. They think they got a quarterback in Geno Smith. Pete Carroll comes down. I mean, there's a lot of good things that those guys did in Seattle right there. But are you better than the Broncos? No. Are you better than the Chiefs? No. Are you better than the Chargers? No. I just thought by the Raiders moving into a new stadium, that city loves that football team. They'd kind of feel the pulse of that and get a little energy from them. They've done nothing. And even Tom Brady can't save them.
But now they got players. I mean, Brock Bowers is a stud. Max Crosby has been a stud. I think Ashton Genty is going to be a stud. And I think I would keep my eye on them because that division, Mike Williams just retired from the Chargers, by the way. I don't think that's huge news, but there's a receiver that Jim Harbaugh doesn't have now. So the Chargers, I think, everybody's kind of looking at what they're going to do.
They got a quarterback.
Kansas City obviously is the best team in that division, and I think they're going to continue to be the best team in that division. But I wouldn't be shocked if they take a step back. It just, it's a dynasty can't last forever. So
as long as you get Andy Reid, you get that quarterback, you're good. So
I think Denver is a team to really pay attention to because I think they're on the rise. So that's an intriguing division, including the Raiders. If I'm being smart about it, I'm saying the Raiders are maybe a year or 2 off.
Yeah, I think they still finish last.
I think Pete Carroll is going to turn this around and pull them out of the cellar, but I think he might be setting it up for whoever is going to take over for him when he's done.
At 73-74, a youthful 73-74. So, yeah, I still think they're last. So, I mean, of all these, the Niners are the one. But keep going.
Yeah. Number 6, the New Orleans Saints at 5-12. They don't have a quarterback.
I love the Saints, man. We had a text last night about the new helmet, the white helmet, which I
you don't
hate.
like the white helmet.
The Fleur-de-Lis looks good on the gold helmets they got there. Look, they're just not good. And it's always curious, Chase, to look how teams just get bad quickly. And the Titans got bad quickly. The Saints, there's just nothing there for that football team. I mean, no quarterback. You might have Spencer Rattler being your quarterback. Who knows what's going on? But, yeah, that's their bottom barrel. I hate to say that.
Number 7 is the 3-14 Cleveland Browns. They have 18 quarterbacks on the roster. None of them are any good.
Right. I mean, are they better than Cincinnati, Pittsburgh, or Baltimore? There's no chance. But they'll be fun to watch because a lot of people think because as bad as they're going to be that Shedeur Sanders by week 5 will be the starting quarterback. And what if he is something good?
I'd love it. I mean, I don't know what I would trade somebody.
Pickett, Gabriel,
Flacco.
Flacco.
Flacco. I mean, maybe Kenny Pickett, even though you just traded for him.
Yeah.
See what you can get there. Keep Flacco in the room. Keep Deshaun Watson out of the room. By the way, he got some last night with the jokes with.
Oh,
there were definitely some there.
What a disastrous contract. Yeah.
I mean, okay. Why not? What do you got to lose if you just put Shador out there?
Nothing.
Because people would pay attention to you.
Yeah.
Like
Right.
if you put Dylan Gabriel out there, they're not going to pay as close attention. But if you put Shador Sanders out there day one, people are going to pay attention.
No, I agree with you. It'd be great to see him come in and succeed there. I don't know, but look, you got to beat the other three teams in that division. It's not happening. So I'm curious to see who is last.
The New York Football Giants.
Oh my gosh,
they went 3-14 last year. They boast a potential game-wrecking defensive front with Abdul Carter alongside Brian Burns, Kayvon Thibodeau, and Dexter Lawrence.
Couple of big men there.
Receiver Malik Neighbors is a stud and could even be more productive in his second season with a stable quarterback situation. There's little doubt that the Giants upgraded the signal caller room with the additions of Russell Wilson, Jameis Winston, and first-rounder Jackson Dart. Of course, compared to what they employed last year, that isn't saying much. I don't think the Giants are 3-win bad. However, Wilson hasn't proven lately he's a game-altering QB. He's been inconsistent and panicky in the pocket. He also has been hurt. The ever-present questions, along with the Giants' offensive line, won't do him any favors. Dart is a wild card. With the coaching staff squarely under pressure to produce positive results, the rookie could be forced into action earlier than planned. Even if we can buy that Big Blue is better in 2025, expecting them to completely leap over the Super Bowl champs, the Jaden Daniels-led Commanders, and a Cowboys club getting Dak Prescott back is a non-starter.
Awful. I mean, both New York teams are awful, and the Giants got a long way to go. Brian Daboll, he's gone. I mean, Wilson's not that good. But a lot of early readings out of training camp. Camp, we get all that. Is that Jackson Dart's really what they thought he could be? I mean, really good arm, kind of understanding the offense. But again, that's all great. But when the Sunday at noon rolls around, where are we?
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens with that.
I will be curious because I think, you tell me if I'm wrong. I think right now Mike McCarthy's probably going to be the coach that everybody's watching to see what, his next job is going to be after he's going to be off this year. The Giants could fit that because of the quarterback, of having Jackson Dart developing a young quarterback.
Why do we go back to this guy?
No, I mean, that's what everybody does.
I mean, Aaron Rodgers, he won one Super Bowl. They went to one Super Bowl with Aaron Rodgers.
I know.
And all those years in Green Bay. And some great and talented teams went to one Super Bowl.
I wanted him out in Dallas, but of course, they hired Brian Schottenheimer.
Yep.
to be the coach, which I'm like, I didn't even know he was still around.
I mean, are the Cowboys? I mean, could the Giants jump the Cowboys?
They could. I don't know. I don't know what the Cowboys are. I don't think they know what they are.
No, not at all.
So that is an interesting thing to pay attention to, but I think they got it right that it's the 49ers definitely have the best chance.
Yeah. Titans. I think Titans could be number 2.
Yeah.
Again, you just got to beat the other 3 awful teams in that division.
Yeah. 100%. Coming up next, we'll continue the discussion here, kind of look at what Joe has done and what I'm going to do when it comes to the SEC predictions.
We're going to ruffle some feathers. People aren't going to be happy with me. Okay. I don't care.
Okay. We're going to do that coming up next. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game.
No.
Chasing Big Joe, 1025, 1063, the game. Gary Stokin from the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl going to join us at the top of the next hour. Looking forward to that conversation with him. But it is that time to make the predictions when it comes to the Southeastern Conference and who's going to win, who's going to, the preseason favorites, all those things. And they don't really matter at the end of the day.
Right.
But we enjoy doing it.
We love doing that.
All right, so who you got?
So predicted order finish. I'm just giving you my top four. Number 4, Tennessee, I got coming in 6, but 4 is Florida, 3 is Texas, 2 is Georgia, number 1 I got Alabama. And here's why I picked Alabama. This is my official all preseason SEC ballot. I got Alabama number 1. They're loaded on both sides. But a lot of these teams are low. I get all that. But Kalen DeBoer works best with an unproven quarterback. He's done it his whole career. He can shape and mold a quarterback into what he's got. The Milroe thing just seemed Milroe was there. He had to work with the Milroe's, a good quarterback. But I think the fact that Alabama did not go out in the portal and get a quarterback spoke volumes to me. And they're quiet. Nobody's talking about him. And we understand all that because Saban's gone. But I'm telling you, man, Alabama is loaded. And Georgia is right there. And they got 2 unproven quarterbacks. Gunnar Stockton, we don't know a lot about him as well. But I just think this Alabama team's got something. There's a chip on their shoulder, and they know it. And look, and they've talked about, there's a little redemption. Vanderbilt comes there. They owe Vanderbilt for what happened last year. There's something about the Alabama team and talking to people, Chase, makes me think, all right, something's good there. I got Vanderbilt at 11th. I mean, that schedule is daunting for them. But we're not putting them 16th or 15th or
right,
14th.
Right.
So again, I think Vanderbilt's got a good team. They can go 7-5, maybe squeak out at 8-4. You don't know, but Vanderbilt I think is right there at number 11.
Well, I have them 10th. So we're kind of right there.
Okay.
Right there together.
Who's your top 4?
Top 4, number. You want me to start at 4 or 1?
Yeah, go for it.
Number 4, I have Alabama.
Okay.
Number 3, I have South Carolina.
Whoa, you'll be talked about.
Yep. Being, I think they could be darlings in the SEC. Number 2, LSU. And number 1, Texas.
No Georgia.
I think Georgia falls back.
Okay. Wow. I like it,
I have
man.
them 5th, but I think Georgia falls back.
I like it. I think everybody – I've got Texas 3rd.
Sean Ford's calling me. He probably wants me to get off the air now for saying that.
They got a great team. It's just that 3rd game in Neyland when they open against Marshall and Austin Peay. I mean, they're not going to be tested until they walk into Neyland Stadium. And generational defensive line they've had 21 and 22. And now you've got put some new faces in there and go. I mean, it's a really tough task for Georgia to go into Neyland then. I mean, there's a lot of tough games. We get all that, but we'll see what happens. Like for Alabama, they've got to go to Georgia on September 27th. That game's at 6:30 on ABC ESPN. That's going to be just crazy. But, Alabama's got FSU, Louisiana Monroe, Wisconsin, 3 games to see what they can do and kind of get their feet wet with Ty Simpson and go from there. But the schedule's not as daunting as you think it would be in most cases, but it's still, I mean, it's what's going to happen. The bottom teams, Arkansas, Kentucky, Mississippi State, we'll see what they can do if they can kind of upset some people.
All right, so I'm gonna list off the coaches in the SEC, and you just say at the end of the year, in or out. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Easy enough.
Yeah.
Clark Lee.
Oh, he's in. Oh, absolutely.
100%. Jeff Lebby.
I think he stay. You can't keep revolving coaches. Jeff Lebby's a good coach. You can't keep firing coaches because you got to give him time to make things happen.
Sam Pittman.
Gone.
Shane Beamer.
Oh, Beamer's there. That's a good piece. Turned that place around a little bit.
I think if they do what everybody thinks they're going to do, absolutely. If they crash and burn into a wall, he'll be out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's that close to a margin, and the same goes for the next one, in my opinion. Billy Napier.
Yeah, right. There's Gator Mike's probably steam out of his ears right next. He loves Billy Napier. Yeah, it could do that, but I think Napier's. That's what you give.
I think we were. I
time.
think Beamer and Napier. We were wrong. We were very wrong on that.
I was wrong on Beamer. You were very wrong on Julian Napier.
Yeah.
I mean, you called his house.
I did. This one I find interesting. Brent Venables at Oklahoma.
Yeah.
I think he's out.
Yeah, I think he's on a very, very hot seat right now.
Mike Elko at Texas A&M.
No, he's good. They like him there.
Eli Drinkowitz at Missouri.
Solid. Unless he bounces out for a big time job, he's good.
He
there.
could he could be on some short lists if they continue to have a good year.
Right.
Hugh Freeze at Auburn.
Gone.
I agree with you. I think he's out.
But you can't. I mean, are they still paying Malzahn? They're still paying Brian Harsin.
Yeah, I don't know.
I just don't. It's just crazy to me. I mean, could you see like Drinkowitz leaving Missouri for an Auburn? I mean, I'm not saying he's doing that.
100%.
But
Yeah.
who knows, man?
And look, you said Jeff Lebby is back. You know, I think our buddy Jimbo could reappear in Starkville.
He could.
That could be interesting.
I mean, he wants to get back in. He's got to clear that name.
He's going to get back in.
Some point
He'll get
yes.
one. If one of these jobs opens up, he'll get back in. Mark Stoops at Kentucky.
I think Stoops is there as long as he wants to. I think Stoops might be just like, I'm good. I mean, he now is his 13th year at Kentucky. And I think if he does leave, it's a mutual, like, hey, man, thank you. Hey, no, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
And he's gone.
All right. Heupel, he's good. Kiffin, he's good. Sarkisian, he's good. Brian Kelly, I made the nuclear take the other day that this would be his last SEC media days. That was probably a hot take. But if they continue not to perform, you know, it definitely could go into next year of being like, he's got to do something or they're gonna buy him out.
Well, I mean, you got probably the best quarterback in the SEC in Garrett Nussmeier.
Yeah.
So that speaks volumes. Now you got to go win games. I mean, I got to give him a little credit though. Starting last year on the road in the Las Vegas against USC, they lost that one. Now you go to Clemson on a Saturday night.
Yeah.
What are you doing here?
Yeah.
I mean, so if they win that game, watch out for LSU. If they beat Clemson on the road in Death Valley, that'd be massively huge for that program.
Kirby's there as long as he wants to be at this point.
Oh yeah. There's nowhere to go.
Kalen DeBoer.
Yeah. Oh, there's no doubt. Look, he's won everywhere he's been. And I forget what we could guess.
But what if they go 8-4 this year?
They ain't going 8-4?
You think you picked them. You think
they're not going 8-4. They're not going. I mean, that is a loaded football team, and they love it. Everybody's talking about Georgia, Texas, more LSU people talking about that team, and the love for South Carolina and Laura Sellers. I get all that, man, but this Alabama team, besides the quarterback, if the quarterback comes through and can play well, that's gonna be a good football team.
Who did you pick at quarterback?
I picked Garrett Nussmeier, number one. I think he's a really good quarterback. And number two, I got Pavia. I got Diego Pavia at number two, and third, Lenore Sellers. Again, Arch, man, and it felt good talking to all these people who know SEC football and say, hey, where's the love? Why is there love for Arch? And they're like, I agree. I mean, he's got the name. We've talked about that in Texas, and, you know, he popped in the game versus Louisiana Tech, and Mississippi State played well. But I need to see it next year. Yeah, granted, you know, Feinbaum throwing out that nonsense. He's going to win the Heisman Trophy and all. No, I don't believe in that right now. But I got Pavia number two, man.
I actually have him number two as well to Nussmeier.
Yeah.
We did the same there.
Pavia's won big games.
Yeah,
he's won big game. I mean, he won a game at Auburn with an average pedestrian New Mexico State team back in 2023. He beat Alabama last year. Almost beat Texas. I mean, there's the Virginia Tech game, he played great. So Pavia to me is number two, and I think he might pop out number two on this when it's all done. So,
who's your best tight end? Did you put Stowers?
absolutely.
Yeah.
Stowers is good. Talking
He's
to people
very
around
good.
here this week, like, you got the best tight end. And I'll say, I don't have the best. Vanderbilt's got the best tight end in football. And it's good to see that Vanderbilt's represented up there. You know, it's for years, Chase, and, you know, talking about the running backs put out there for years. You come to this and be like, all right, what Tennessee running back? What Tennessee don't have a running back.
No.
That's mentioned in the top 10 in the SEC. So I think Josh Heupel likes that. Like, keep talking about everybody else. We're fine. We'll handle our own and do that. But no Tennessee running back will make the list this year.
Nope, I don't think so. I don't even know if is a wide receiver going to make the list.
I don't think I got one in there at all.
Brazil is really the only one that I think was eligible.
Yeah, Ryan Williams is the best. I mean, so good. And then Cam Coleman at Auburn's really good. Aaron Anderson at LSU is top notch. All that. I'm curious to see though, Chase. Who'd you have the top long snapper?
I haven't gotten that far yet.
I got old Durham Harris out of long snapper out of Vanderbilt.
There you go.
They've got you
I
ranking.
I love that you can rank long snappers.
And Bennett Brady at number 2 from Tennessee. And don't forget Alex McLaughlin from Kentucky at number 3, the best long snapper out there as well.
There you go. The little preseason rankings that usually don't mean anything. Coming up next, Gary Stokan is going to join us here on Radio Row. He is the head of the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl. Really good conversation with him. You will hear that coming up next. It is Chase and Big Joe. SEC Media Days, the final day, presented by Brewhouse South in Cool Springs here on 102.5 The Game. Jason Big Joe, 102.5 The Game, Radio Row, SEC Media Days. Can't believe it. It's the final day, and all of our coverage presented by Brewhouse South in Cool Springs.
You made it.
We made it. That is correct. Chase McKay, Big Joe Dubin. Gary Stokan is with us from the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl in the Aflac kickoff game here in Atlanta. And you're right. We've survived, but look, this is always a fun week.
Well, when you get to SEC Media Days, college football is not too off in the near future. So
Yes.
it's a great time of the year. And I don't know you guys, but I like you with your Chick-fil-A glasses here. Full of Chick-fil-A,
Yeah,
sweet tea,
we
so
knew you were coming, so
Yeah,
we had
thanks.
to get the props ready.
Thank you.
But Virginia Tech, South Carolina, Sunday, August 31st, the Aflac kickoff game. That should be a good one because South Carolina, especially here in the SEC, is a team that I think a lot of people are watching. Virginia Tech and the ACC as well.
Yeah, Virginia Tech, this is their year. They've got two really good quarterbacks, Drones, who's probably in about his sixth year, big guy, can run the ball, throw it really well. And they got an unbelievable athlete, Pop Watson, who was a freshman last year, who's really going to be a great player for them. Obviously, South Carolina with Lenora Sellers, going to be up for the Heisman, ranked top 15. And then, so that's our game on Sunday at 3 o'clock on ESPN. And then on Saturday, August 30th, we got Tennessee, Syracuse with two new quarterbacks.
Yep.
With Aguilar in the trade with Nico and UCLA. And then you got, Ricky Collins from LSU, who's a heck of an athlete. And then they got the kid from Notre Dame, Angelelli. So both they finished both in the top 20 last year. So, it should be two competitive ACC, SEC games on Saturday and Sunday. So we're looking forward to it. Then we have the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl semifinal of the CFP at the end of the year on January 9th, which can be strange for us because we're not going to know what to do over the holidays. Normally we're
Right.
preparing for a game,
Yeah.
January 9th seems so far in the future. So, but in 1 year, we'll basically have held CFP quarterfinal with Arizona State, Texas this year, the championship game with Notre Dame and Ohio State, and the semifinal this year on January 9th. So pretty cool.
Well, how cool is it too with the Aflac kickoff games, I should say, to kind of bookend the season? You start things off.
Yeah.
Basically, it starts and ends here in Atlanta, and then obviously the SEC championship game is in there as well. But
Yeah.
then to have the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl, as you mentioned, a semifinal, which is always fun.
It's been a lot of fun for us to be able to be involved in college football from the beginning all the way through the end. And, the kickoff game, this is our 18th straight year. The last 5 years, we've done 2 games, 3 of the last 5 years. So it's been great for college football, great for Atlanta, because 4 of the top 5 conventions in Atlanta, which is the 4th largest convention town in the United States, will be college football games. And that's on an annual basis. The SEC championship, the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl, and our 2 kickoff games. So that's how important college football is to the city of Atlanta.
You're talking to Gary Stokan for the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl. You talk about the unknown going into January. I got to think that's very cool, though, right?
Oh yeah. It's great for college football. And, these Aflac kickoff games are major differentiation points for teams that play in them for the CFP selection committee. We've changed the face of college football because used to be people they would start their season with 2 or 3 non-directional school games, 50-0, and then they'd get into their conference schedule. Well, now you got Ohio State playing Texas, Clemson playing LSU, Notre Dame playing Miami, or Texas A&M playing Notre Dame. You got all these big games at the front side of the season now, and the CFP uses these games in their selection process because you can't schedule your conference. Your
Right.
conference schedules it for you.
Right.
What you do in your non-conference schedule means a lot. Who'd you play? Who'd you beat? Where'd you beat them? And that goes a lot to say in whether you get in the CFP playoff.
That August 30th, a lot of orange in this town. We
Yeah.
had Coach Heupel on the other day, and he's like, I hope it's the right shade of orange on Saturday. With that being said, I mean, you got a fan base in Tennessee that loves to travel. And I tell people, whether you like to a town, whether you like Tennessee or not, they're coming. and
That's
they
exactly
spend
right.
money and they have a lot of fun. That's going to be exciting for you.
Well, and we have the number 1 or number 2 alumni base of every ACC and SEC school living in Metro Atlanta.
Wow.
There's a lot of Tennessee grads living in Atlanta and Georgia. But, you mentioned about the Orange. I had fun with Steve Shaw, who's with the NCAA and heads up all the officials. I called him and I said, Steve, we're going to, have Tennessee and Syracuse in our Aflac kickoff game, and both teams have contracted to wear orange. Because I always like to put both teams in their colored uniforms.
Yeah.
Because it looks great on TV, and normally you can't do that. Normally one team's in white. And he said, no, you can't do that. He said, Gary, the officials won't know what team is which. And I said, well, they're different color oranges. Tennessee's got an orange, and Syracuse, Texas has an orange, Clemson has an orange. And I said, no, I'm only kidding you. We'll have one team in white, one team in orange. But to your point, there'll be a lot of orange in the facility.
Yeah.
On August 30th for sure.
I'm always fascinated by the turnaround. I mean, you got to turn the Tennessee, Syracuse game around and great for Virginia Tech and South Carolina. How quick is that? I mean, you guys make it look so easy, obviously.
Yeah. We've been meeting, monthly with Mercedes-Benz and on the kickoff games. And then with CFP, I got a call at 2:00 with CFP talking about the lead up to the semifinal game. But, Mercedes-Benz is great to work with. They're a great partner of ours. But, my staff's the best in the business. They execute flawlessly. But it's a challenge. You got to change the locker room signage out.
Yep.
Every kid has a locker, with the logo on it and everything. You got to change all the signage around the facility. You got to change the signage somewhat in the facility. We keep it Aflac kickoff game. We don't personalize the two teams because we got 2 games. You got to do the end zones, right? So yeah, it's a lot. You got to do flip cards. I mean, there's a lot to do that people don't realize what my staff has to pull off.
Gary Stogan is with us from the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl. Building on that, though, how much has it got? I mean, maybe it's not easier, but this facility, I call it a new stadium. It's not that new anymore, but the Georgia Dome was great.
Yeah.
But Mercedes-Benz Stadium, I've done the tour, like the roof, like everything. It's just such a state of the art. How much does that help, though, with putting these 2 games on, of having the technology and everything available to you in that stadium?
And they do such a great job. They're so professional. Arthur Blank really is, give him all the credit in the world building that facility, which is so much built for fan experience. Great sight lines. They got a bar on the third level. And now this year, the first year they're going to do it, they're going to have a 700 person suite on the 3rd level.
Oh, nice.
I mean, nobody thinks about the 3rd level, right? They all think about the club, the lower level sidelines. He makes it, and fan experience wise, you can get a Coke and you get free refills.
Yeah.
And you can get a hot dog for like $3. He did a deal with Levy on the concessions that he paid them and then said, okay, now I'm gonna dictate the pricing on what the pricing is. Got the lowest price in the NFL, but he's got the highest sales of concessions throughout the NFL, which is kind of amazing. You think it's kind of opposite, but he's been amazing with fan experience. And we saw it with the bowl season, which is 42 bowl games. They give 4 awards out every year. Last year we got the Fan Experience Award. And then this year we got the Community Engagement Award because we're the most charitable bowl organization in the country. We've given $65.8 million back to charity since 2002 because we're the 9th oldest bowl game, but we're the first bowl game founded for charity. And so we've kept it our mission to use college football for the greater good. And so, $23 million to Children's Healthcare to find cures and trials from neuroblastoma to leukemia. We built this place. This was our idea to move this to Atlanta, and we put $13 million into the College Football Hall of Fame to build it. So, we've given back to college football, not only in Atlanta, Georgia, but in the cities that play in our games and the coaches, foundations that play in our golf tournaments as well.
Oh, that's beautiful. Gary Stokan, the president and CEO of the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl. You've been here since 98?
Yeah.
I see a lot of times people get that job for 5, 6, 7 years. What's kept you here for 27 years now?
I started in coaching. I coached basketball at North Carolina State, and then I went to Adidas, and then I went to Converse, and then I had my own sports marketing company, then went back to Adidas, And I had traveled. I was global business unit manager for basketball. We did Kobe Bryant's first shoe. I did Kobe Bryant's first global marketing campaign. And I had spent probably 150, 175,000 miles, on the road.
Goodness.
And my daughters were just going into middle school, and I had always served as a volunteer when I was in the corporate world on the Peach Bowl and the Atlanta Sports Council boards. But when my predecessor went to run the Super Bowl in 2000 that we were going to have here in Atlanta, the board came to me and said, "Hey, how would you like to run the Sports Council and the board and the bowl?" And it was a good time for me to get off the road. And it was a challenge to take the Sports Council because we were just coming out of the Olympic Games in '96, and the Peach Bowl. I still remember in '98, my job was to pick the teams, and I selected Virginia, who was ranked 12th, and Georgia, who was borderline top 25. And our own newspaper, the Atlanta Journal-Constitution, said Georgia going to Peach Bowl, a third-tier bowl game.
Oh,
So in our own city, our own newspaper in 1998 looked at us a third-tier bowl game. So I kind of took that as a challenge to, have the vision to make Atlanta the capital of college football and move the Hall of Fame here. Started the kickoff games, and I think the commissioners saw that and said, "Hey," and we sold out 18 straight years with ACC SEC matchups. I think the commissioners looked at these guys deserve a chance to, move into the CFP. That facility, from what I understand, is going to be beautiful.
Yeah, we're really looking forward to it. You answered my question right there. Thanks so much for doing this, Gary. We're looking forward to
Great to be with you.
Obviously, the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl and then the Aflac kickoff games in Tennessee. We'll be here when we had Coach Heupel on. It's like 6 weeks away. We'll be back.
Yeah.
So I know it's
Ready.
going to be a lot of fun, a lot of orange.
Well,
but
come visit us for the game or the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl at the end of the year.
100%. I was here
Great.
for the Peach Bowl a few years ago.
Great
so
to
it was
meet
a lot
you.
of fun.
Thank you,
Good to
Gary.
meet you.
Thanks so
Gary
much. Have a
Stokan
great
joining us
season.
here on the program. More coming. 102.5 The Game.
funny. Did you see Jared hosted a Sirius XM show today?
He did.
Yeah, him and Caroline hosted from 6 to 9 a.m. So
He couldn't do his own show.
he's not on vacation, but he was probably like, "Hey, I got nothing to talk about until training camp starts." So
We'll put the young guys on, make them talk about nothing.
we'll have a fun show today.
Oh, always.
We
Get
got
that thing.
TD for an hour or two.
We're gonna play a little game with you today. Dude.
Yeah.
Okay. Sounds good to me. Sounds good. Da-da-da. Oh, they're chasing them on. Well, I'm all messed up around.
I know it's strange. I get the notification because Twitter, I guess, since I click into our streams all the time, it's like live DVD. And I'm like, at 9 a.m.
Exactly. Right.
So we got Michaela Blake's at 4.
Okay.
Not that I think you would ask anyway, but one of our players just transferred out about a week ago, and I was